Hello and welcome back, my dear students, once again to your YouTube channel. In today's video, I shall be discussing Macbeth's Act 2, Scene 1 with you. Let me remind you that I've been using this Oxford School Shakespeare series edited by Roma Gill. So, without further ado, let's get started. But before I begin, you know what's coming up next? Yes. If you like my videos, please do not forget to give me a like and also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It shall keep me motivated. All right, so let's get started. Act 2, Scene 1, Macbeth. Now, scene one is taking place in Macbeth's castle. Enters Banquo and Fleance. Now, Fleance is Banquo's son, with a torch bearer before him. Torch bearer is a person who bears the torch, who carries the torch. Banquo, how goes the night, boy? The moon is down. I have not heard the clock. What is the time of the day? So the son replies that the moon is already set. But I do not know because I haven't heard the clock. And she goes down at 12. I take it's later, sir. The moon has usually goes down at 12, that is for sure. But then I haven't heard the clock striking, and I also believe that it is much beyond 12. Now, Banku is preparing to go to bed. Okay, so he's taking out his cloak and everything. So Banco says, hold, take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. So he's removing his clothes, and there's the sword that is also with him. So he's asking his son to hold that. And then he points out there's husbandry in heaven. Husbandry means confusion. Why? Why does he feel so? He says their candles are all out. Candles all out means there are no stars in the sky. It's absolutely pitch dark. Now, this is something we need to note, my dear students. Remember in the previous few scenes how darkness has played a pivotal role. Okay, and Lady Macbeth had been calling on the ministers of darkness to help her in her evil purpose. And here the night has been pitch dark. So the connection has to be understood well here. And then he goes on to say, take thee that too. And he hands out something else also. Then he says, a heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. So he says, I'm extremely sleepy. My eyelids are so heavy that they feel like lead. Okay, so the figure of speech here used is a simile. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Yet I am unable to sleep. Merciful powers restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way into repose. My minds are torn with conflicting thoughts. Why? Because cursed, cursed thoughts are troubling my mind. What are these cursed thoughts? The prediction of the witches. All right. At this point of time, Macbeth comes in with a servant and with a torch. Give me my sword. Who's there? Because it's extremely dark, Banquo is unable to understand who's coming. Okay. And he says, here, take me. He takes his sword and says, who's there? As if to charge an enemy. Macbeth says, a friend. This is extremely ironical. Macbeth does not give out his name. Macbeth does not give out his name. Rather, he says, I'm a friend who's come to meet you. But as the play will progress, we will see how this friend turns into his greatest foe, enemy, and plots his murder. Banco, what, sir, not yet at rest? You haven't slept yet. The king is abed. He has been in unusual pleasure and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife withal. And he says the king is abed, that is, Duncan has gone off to sleep. And Duncan has expressed extreme happiness for the hospitality that he has received here. And also, Banco says, this diamond he greets your wife withal, and he gives a huge diamond to Macbeth in token of appreciation for the hospitality that has been provided. But this diamond ring is offered to Lady Macbeth by the name of most kind hostess and shut up in measureless content. So, what Banco is saying is Banco says that King Duncan considers Lady Macbeth as the most kind hostess, and therefore he's gifted this huge diamond as a token of love and appreciation to her. Notice the irony here. Duncan calls Lady Macbeth the kind hostess, but this is the hostess who's going to plot her murder. Macbeth, being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect, which else should free have wrought. Macbeth says we were hardly prepared to provide any hospitality to Duncan. Had we been better prepared, we would have, taken care of Duncan in a better way. Banco, all is well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth. Then Banco says last night he had dreamt about the witch's prediction. And it is precisely because of this Banco had previously said, a heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Because this thought has been troubling his mind that the witches made a few predictions to Macbeth as well. And not only that, to you they have showed some truth. That is, a part of the prediction has already come true because Macbeth has already been conferred with the title of Thane of Cawdor. So now the seeds of inquisitiveness starts growing in Banquo. Macbeth says, I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat an earl to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business if you would grant the time. This is an outright lie that Macbeth is telling. He says, I have not been thinking about the witches, but yes, whenever you're free, I would also like to have a word with you. Banquo, at your kindest leisure, whenever you're free. Macbeth, if you shall cleave to my consent, when it is, it shall make honor for you. Now, this is the first hint Macbeth is dropping that Banquo, if you are going to stick to me and my plans, then you shall get great honor. He's dropping hints that whatever I'm going to plot and whatever I'm going to plan, you better be a part of that. Banco. So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear, I shall be counseled. Banco is a politically correct person, and he says, yes, I'm going to be a part of anything and everything that you are planning, provided my honesty and allegiance are not compromised. Macbeth says, good repose for the wilds. Good night. Banco, thanks, sir. The like to you, and I wish you good night as well. At this point, time exits Banco, Fleance, and the torchbearer, and Macbeth is left alone on the stage. To the servant, he says, go bid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bed and get thee to bed. So go and inform Lady Macbeth to prepare a drink for me, and when she's ready with the drink, please ring the bell so that I get the message that the drink is ready. And once that is done, you can go off to sleep. So Macbeth does not want anybody around when he is going to, accomplish the fearful deed. And then suddenly, Macbeth sees right in front of his eyes, in the air, a dagger. Okay. And he says, is this a dagger which I see before me? The hand toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not. and yet I see this still. So this is Macbeth's imagination. He is hallucinating and he sees a dagger right in front of his eyes, the handle pointed towards him. And the moment he is going to trying to clutch it, hold it, the dagger vanishes. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? So, are you something that is just a figment of my imagination? Why? Because my mind is troubled with multiple thoughts. Because if you're in real, why am I not being able to hold you? Macbeth is asking the dagger. I see thee yet in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. So he says, I see thee yet in form as palpable, something which can hold. I see you as something which I can hold, yet I am unable to clutch you. And the dagger starts moving towards Duncan's bedroom. So thou marshallest me to the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. I was supposed to use a similar kind of an instrument to kill Duncan. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. My eyes are either making a fool of myself, or else I am completely lost in thoughts. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dungeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. So, when the dagger first appeared right in front of Macbeth's eyes, the dagger was clear, it was clean. But now Macbeth gets to see there are gouts of blood, drops of blood on the dagger. There is no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. One now over the one half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. So one half of the world is fast asleep because they are in peace with them own selves, whereas the rest of the people are unable to sleep because wicked dreams have been troubling them. The ones like Macbeth are unable to sleep because wicked dreams are troubling their mind. Witchcraft celebrate pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howl his watch, thus with a stealthy pace, with Turquin's ravishing strides, towards his design moves like a ghost. So here, who all are only aware? It is only the wolf who's awake, along with Hecate. Hecate is the queen of the witches. Okay? And what are they doing? They're like Tarquin's ravishing strides. Who is Tarquin? Tarquin is the last Roman ruler who was extremely, patriarchal, who was a dictator and who had gone in to rape his friend's wife. Okay, that kind of a person that is. And so he goes on to say, Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones fret of my whereabout, and take the present horror from time, which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives, words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. So he asks the earth not to hear its footstep as he is proceeding towards Duncan's castle. A bell rings. Now, this bell is rung by Lady Macbeth to inform that the drink is ready. I go and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell. Knell is a death bell. For it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell. So the bell is calling Macbeth to go and have his drink. Why does he need a drink? Because to keep his nerves strong. Because he's going to murder Duncan. So he points it out, this is the calling bell for me, which you should not hear, Duncan. because the moment you hear it, it is going to be your death bell. Either you go to heaven or to hell because I'm going to murder you. So we see here the evolution of Macbeth into a hardened criminal. All right. So the scene ends here, and in the next scene, we will see the murder of Duncan. All right. So that's it for this today's class then, my dear students. I hope I could have been lucid enough with this video. If you find this video helpful and interesting, and most importantly, this video is instrumental in helping you to score marks in your exam, do not forget to give me a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It shall keep me motivated. See you in the next video very soon. Till then, take very good care of your health and goodbye.